I know that many people hate school, and honestly, I am one of them. And many people think that school is useless. But I have found 5 skills that you can develop in school, okay? And that you can then take and implement in your later life. And those skills are actually so important to develop. And so let's dive right into it, because that will be a banger video. So the first skill is the skill of adaptability. No one really talks about it, but I want you to realize one thing. The school environment is really dynamic. Like, even if you have some kind of schedule in your mind, or you have some kind of planner, all of that stuff, you can't really rely on that. Why? Well, because every single second something might happen. Like, the teacher might schedule an exam for you or something like this, right? You might get a lot of homework, for example, or you might need to stay late in school, something like this. So there is always something happening, right? And that can teach you essentially how to navigate through all of those changes and adapt to them. And this is extremely powerful. And if you are able to develop this skill, bro, you will be rocking in life. Because like, how can you then transfer it to your later life? Let's say you're running a company, right? And so you are doing a lot of outreach, for example, and you have this kind of one guy who is so good at outreach, but then for no reason, one day he decides that it is no longer for him and he's leaving the company. What are you going to do then? If you do not have this kind of skill of adapting to different things, you will have no idea what to do now, and then you will kind of probably lose a lot of money, because this guy won't be doing his outreach. You won't be getting as many clients because he was the top performing guy in your company, right? It will be really hard for you to recover from losing this one guy, right? But if you are able to develop the skill of adaptability, if you are able to adapt to this scenario, well, then you can probably kind of find a way to either hire someone as fast as possible, or just run this campaign for hiring a new salesman to your company. But then you can literally just hop in to his place and just start doing the outreach for himself, if that's possible for you, right? If you have at least some time. And so you can kind of make those losses smaller, essentially, right? That's what I meant. The second skill is the skill of focus, because I don't really get it why people spend the entire classes on their phones. Like, there are literally no benefits, because probably you're not able to do anything productive at all anyways. And since you are scrolling through your phone all day during your classes, you're essentially damaging your dopamine receptors, and it's really hard for you to then come back home and really do the actual work. Like, the best thing that you can do is to not use your phone at all in school. And so that's exactly what I do. And I want you to realize that if you have to sit in your class anyways, if you can't escape from it anyways, you might as well do yourself a favor and just learn how to focus. Okay, literally there are no downsides of actually listening to your teacher. Why? Well, because first of all, you are learning the skill of focusing on a certain thing. And believe me, if you can focus for 45 minutes, for example, that's how long the classes last for me in Poland, right? If you can focus for that this amount of time, bro, you will be so good at doing the deep work, for example, right? And doing the focused work. That's how it translates to the actual life, right? Besides school. But also, if you're able to focus and actually remember what the teacher said and all of that stuff, you will save a lot of time, because you will not have to study for those exams and all of that stuff. At least that's the case for me. I didn't actually study for a test in a couple of years at least, because I just learned how to listen to the teacher, how to focus on what he has to say, and then I just remember all the lessons that I have been on and been in. And so that is really powerful for you to learn. Focus is one of the most powerful skills that you can learn. Then the third skill will be time management, because that kind of correlates with the skill of adaptability, but you need to, like, because of school, you have limited time throughout your day, right? You don't have the entire day to do this stuff, and so you need to really manage your time in the right way. And that will help you, because if, for example, you are not able to build any kind of business and you will have to go to 9 to 5 even though you don't want to, without the time management skill, you won't be able to manage your time in a way that will allow you to work on something on the side, right? After your 9 to 5 job, let's say. And so it will be really hard for you to get out of this 9 to 5 and like actually pursue your dreams. It will be so hard for you if you can't get this time management thing done in the right way. And so I won't be telling any more about this skill, because I think it's self-explanatory, but it's really something that you can practice in school. And then the fourth skill will be stress tolerance, because I remember I was really stressed about every single test, every single exam that was coming up, and I just understood that this stress, it will never disappear, because every single time, like every single year and all of that stuff, I will have new tests coming up. And even if there is one big test coming that I'm really stressed about, at the end of the day, I'll just go through it and like forget about it. In the next year, I literally do not remember any single mark that I got from any kind of test that I was so stressed about. And so that got me thinking, and I realized that actually those things do not really matter at all. And so I was able to develop really great stress tolerance. And that again brings me back to this example of this guy, this top salesman leaving your company. What are you going to do if you do not have this stress tolerance set up? Bro, you will just freak out, and like you won't know what to do next. You will have no idea how to cope with this situation, how to go through it, right? And so you need to really develop this kind of stress tolerance. And like for me, there are days where I have like 3 different exams, and like then I have also a lot of homework. I have to memorize a lot of things, right? This is really creating a lot of stress. But if I am able to like literally just tolerate this stress, and I'm kind of invincible to stress, it's so much easier for me, right? And so that's why you should also kind of work on that skill as well. And then the final skill, the 5th skill, will be self-accountability, because here's the thing. Many times, like we all get this homework and all of that stuff, but I want you to realize that like many people procrastinate. I was one of them, like as well. I did procrastinate on the homework, and I was literally doing the homework before the lesson many times. But it kind of like recently I had this thought that if only I could like keep myself accountable and actually do the homework as soon as I go back home, as I get back home, that would really change a lot of things. Because first of all, I would be able to go to sleep without even thinking if I will have enough time tomorrow to do this homework, for example, or without even thinking if I will remember about it and not stressing about it, right? But then also I would have more peace in my mind if I knew that everything is done and now I'm completely like clear with all this cool stuff and I can work on my stuff, right? If I would be able to keep myself accountable to the level where I can, as I said, like come back home and like do all the stuff that is required from me, what the teacher wants me to do on this particular day, it would be so much easier for me. And so I started implementing this stuff, and I noticed that if I am able to keep myself self-accountable, right, it is just so much easier. No one really demands me to do the homework as soon as I get back home, but if I do it, it just gets so much easier because I do not have to think about it anymore. And like this translates to the real life, because if you want to build anything successful, anything great, you need to keep yourself self-accountable. Like if you want to develop a really nice physique, you have to keep yourself self-accountable and avoid eating junk food, really just do the workouts when you're supposed to do. If you want to build a business, for example, you need to really sacrifice a lot of things and like keep yourself accountable and really be honest with yourself. If you send this minimum of emails for today, or if you recorded a minimum of content for today and all of that stuff, you need this self-accountability skill, right? Because the truth is that if you want to build either a great physique or a really successful business, no one will really, take your hand and like help you with that. You need to do it alone. You need to go through it by yourself. And so the only way you will be able to truly like bring the results, right? You see the results is by keeping yourself accountable. Okay. So yeah, those were the 5 skills that you can learn in school, and you can just practice them for as long as you are in school. And so that is the opportunity that you can take from this video. But yeah, other than that, that's literally everything from me for today. I hope you found value in this video. If that's the case, you can like it, you can subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, you can join our free community. Link is in the description. And other than that, thank you for watching, and as always, keep pushing.